Hello, everybody, and welcome to the very first episode of Books and Blankets. You guys have no idea how excited I am to start this podcast. I've been itching all November to record the podcast. I'm like, okay, I can record it next week. Let me record it next week. And I am doing it a little bit earlier than I planned, but that's okay. It's totally fine. I'm so excited about this and that we get to just have a good time looking at books, talking about books, getting to know each other through books. I want this podcast to be so interactive and so community based that it's almost like a book club, but it's not. It's like an unofficial official book club. So yeah, I'm so excited and I'm ready. I'm just ready to start. So make sure you guys grab your blankets and grab your warm drink. I have a chai tea latte right here, homemade, because if you've been following me for the last month, you know I just got an espresso machine, and so it's very dear to my heart. It's very dear to my heart, and it has been put to good use. The best $10 I've ever spent in my life. But yeah, so grab your blanket, grab your warm drink, and just turn on the podcast, whether you're listening or watching. I'm so excited that you're here either way. So I have my iPad here because I have notes. I did not want to forget anything because this is a monthly podcast for now. If I don't say it in this podcast, it won't be said until the next podcast. So I wanted to make sure that I had everything down. So yeah, I'm so excited. Let's get into it. If you have never seen me before, my name is Michaela. I am a content creator. I honestly love social media, and I think that it's one of the greatest things that we have because, one, you guys are listening to this podcast, and two, you just get to connect with new people. You get to stay connected to old friends and family from, your past life. And just even like me being not really around any of my immediate family, just being able to see them on social media and stuff. It's just so nice and so cool that we're able to do that because that wasn't always a luxury that people had. So I do truly love social media. I love content creation. I love all types of content creation. And I'm just really excited to be able to continue to share that through my journey of content creation. So super, super excited that you guys are here and that we've started this podcast and to really get into the bones of why I started this podcast. I have fallen in love with reading within the past year. I think in 2023 is when I really started reading. I got my Kindle for my birthday in 2023, October of 2023. And I just remember, my birthday was on a Sunday. My in-laws actually got me my Kindle. I got home from church that Sunday, turned on my Kindle, started it, found a book that I wanted to read. I put football on the TV and opened my balcony window or my balcony door and grabbed a blanket, like I said, and I was just in the coziest mood of my life. And that was the moment that I was like, reading isn't so bad, because I haven't really liked to read my whole life. So now really getting into reading and really getting into books is just so cool because it's like little movies playing in my head all the time when I'm reading. So I really found my love for it. It's one of my coziest hobbies that I do, and there are so many people in my life that I've met, and then even people online that I've met that just love books, and I feel like there's a whole community of people that just like to read and really just want that cozy vibe. And I was like, let me hop in, let me start something for the book girlies, and let's start a podcast. And it's also just a really good way for me to get the book content that I wanted to start doing out there. And whether you listen to this podcast or you are watching this podcast, you're able to connect with the book girls because, you know, there's like book talk and then there's booktube, and like, you know, sometimes you can't be driving or at the gym and watch, so you just want to listen. And so that's why I created the podcast. That is why I created the podcast. And like I said at the beginning, this is like an unofficial, official book club. So I'm excited. One of the segments that I want to have on the podcast is Cozy Moment of the Week. This week, it will be my cozy moment, cozy moment of the month, because this is a monthly podcast. I really think that I'm going to do a bi-weekly, because I wanted to create something that I wasn't going to get burnt out with, but at the same time, I love podcasting. I feel like it's the easiest form of me to just be able to sit down and talk. When I was advertising this podcast, that I'm an introvert that likes to talk, and it's very evident. I love podcasting. So anyways, this cozy moment of the month is just this cozy moment that somebody had, whether it's me, whether it's you. I want to be able to put in this little segment something cozy, and my cozy moment of the month, which actually hasn't happened for me yet at the time of me recording this, but at the time of me posting it, it has happened. That's why I said I started this a little too early, because I knew I was going to have a cozy moment, but I was like, you know what, since I know it, let me just talk about it. So this weekend, I'm going to this parade that I've never been to in my area. My husband and his family have gone to it before, and I was like, I've never been, I want to go. And so we're doing that this weekend, but instead of being on the street and looking at the parade, we're actually going to be in a hotel room so we can like look over and see what's happening. And I'm so excited because it's going to be so cozy. We're playing games in there. We're going to have dinner in there. And, you know, I'm probably going to bring a coffee in there. Me and my husband drink coffee. Well, my in-laws drink coffee too. I guess all of us drink coffee, but I'm the one that's probably the only one that drinks coffee at night, because caffeine does absolutely nothing to me. So I'm so excited because that's going to be so cozy. Like, just thinking about it, I'm even going to bring a blanket. Like, I'm going to make myself cozy no matter what. So I want to put your cozy moments in this section too. I don't want to always talk about me. Like I said, I want this to be a community-based podcast. So I want you guys to also put in, like, email me, DM me, comment on this video or comment on the audio. If you can comment on audio, I don't know, but do something and share with me your cozy moment of the month or of your week. And I will segment it here. I might even do multiple. So like if I don't segment it in the actual podcast itself, it'll be in the description. So maybe I'll like pick one to put in the cozy moment of the month, and then I'll put like 2 or 3 more in the description. So make sure that you guys are emailing me, DMing me, doing whatever. And I'm so excited. So the next part of this podcast that we're going to be doing is having a book of the month. And of course, I have a book of the month this time. I was not going to go without doing a book of the month this month. I was like, I need to get this podcast rolling and started. So I picked a Christmas book. I went to Target and they had a whole Christmas section of books, and I was like, I want all of them. But I did not. I saved my coins and I picked out this one. It's called One Big Happy Family, and I'm just going to read the back to you in a second. Because I'm not really good at summarizing books. So I figured, why not just read what they've already summarized on the back? So yeah, I might put the other ones on the screen, and I honestly might go back and pick those up just because I feel like if I like this, I'm going to just read it really fast. If I don't really like a book, I stop reading altogether, and I feel like that's not good. I feel like I should just pick up another book, but I'm really trying to finish this one on my Kindle, because at the point of this podcast, of me recording this podcast, I need 13 more books to finish my podcast goals. I need 13 more books to finish my book goals. I'm so excited about the podcast, obviously, as you can tell. So yeah, I want to finish that one. I'm trying not to DNF anything else this year. So yeah, so let's get back to One Big Happy Family. I'm going to read the back to you and show you the front as I do. Like I said, this is at Target. but you could probably also find it anywhere, honestly. So the back of the book says, Julie Parker's kids are her greatest gift. Still, she's not exactly heartbroken when they ask to skip a big Christmas. Her son Nick is taking a belated honeymoon with his bride, Blair, while her daughter, Dana, will purge every reminder of the guy who dumped her again. I keep reading it that way. Will purge every reminder of the guy who dumped her, period. Again, Julie feels practically giddy for one-on-one holiday time with Heath, the much younger man she's secretly dating. But her plans go from cozy to chaotic when Nick and Dana plead for Christmas at the family cabin in memory of their late father, Julie's ex. She can't refuse, even though she dreads the reactions to her new man when they realize she's been hiding him for months. As the guest list grows in surprising ways, from Blair's estranged mom to Heath's precocious, is that how you would say that word? We're learning new words. Children. Julie's secret is one of many to be unwrapped. Over this delightfully complicated and very funny Christmas, she'll discover that more really is merrier, and that a big, happy family can become bigger and happier if they let go of old hurts and open their hearts to love. So that is One Big Happy Family. I will go over my thoughts of the book in January, but by all means, if you finish this before January, and you want to just write out your however you feel about the book, go for it on this podcast episode. Do it in the comments, on the audio comments, if you can do that. If not, I still want to hear it. DM me. I don't care. We're having a little community thing over here. Okay. I'm excited. So yeah, I like this book. I feel like I watch a lot of Hallmark movies during this time, and I felt like the book being like kind of like a Hallmark movie would be really good for a cozy December read, and that's why I chose this book. So that's all I have for you in this episode. I want to let you guys know, again, I have my notes here. I have every single point that I want to be making, and so I will be reading straight off of the iPad. So my next episode will be January 6th. I know it's a long time, and it's a long time. I'm working on trying to do bi-weekly. I really am, because I think that will be the best for this type of podcast, but I don't want to burn myself out. Burnout is so real, and I've had it so many times doing podcasts and content creation. I just want to be able to make sure that I'm keeping myself like at this level of excitement and not like just doing it just because I have to do it, you know? So next episode, I'll be talking about how I set up my reading goals and how I'm going to set them up next year for success. This year, I wanted to read 35 books, and I thought it was going to be super easy to read 3 books a month, and that didn't happen. So now I'm in the last week of November and wanting to have my 13 books done, and I don't read that fast. So we're going to try to set some stuff up for success. We're going to set some goals and things to do. I'm so excited for that episode, and I will link in that episode. I actually have a Notion template that I'm like tracking everything in. GoodNotes is fine for, I think, community aspect, but for personal, I think having this Notion template really helps. So I'll go over all of that also January 6th for the reading goals episode. But that's it. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And I know I've said it so many times. If you can tell me how many times I said excited in this podcast episode, I will make sure that you're the one that gets featured in my cozy moment of the week. Don't forget to turn your post notifications on, because there's such a large gap in posting. Sometimes we can kind of forget and be like, oh, wasn't there supposed to be a monthly podcast? And you're like 6 months in and haven't listened to the last 6. So make sure that you turn your post notifications on so you know every single time an episode drops for you. You can do that on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple. Okay, I have it done on all of them. So make sure that you have it done and you will not miss a single episode. But with all of that being said, may your days be cozy, your blankets be fluffy, and your books always be page turners. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, everybody.